For the first time ever, the Liberty Flames are hosting an SEC foe, as tonight the Missouri Tigers pay a visit to Lynchburg, Virginia. And with that, we welcome you inside a buzzing Liberty Arena. Alongside Paul Nasky and I'm Matt Warner for what should be a great non-conference clash. Mizzou 4-3 on the season, Liberty 3-3. Some similarities between these two programs early on, Naz. But the bottom line, both defensive-minded programs. Points could be hard to come by tonight.
Yeah, you're right, Matt. Both coaches, both programs really committed on the defensive end of the floor. But luckily for both teams, they each have a guy that can just flat out fill it up. Darius McGhee for Liberty, Kobe Brown for Mizzou. But also, on these teams, there's a lot of new faces on both sides. So both teams are trying to learn each other and gel and unify. A lot of similarities, Matt. I think this is going to be a war. I think we're in for a treat tonight. Should be.
Mizzou coming off a win against Paul Quinn College on Monday. Liberty last took the court in a win against Maryland Eastern Shore on Saturday. A lot of build-up in Lynchburg for this game. It's been circled on Flames fans' calendars since the schedule came out. And this may end up being the best crowd we've ever seen in the young history of this building. Liberty wins the opening tip, and we are underway. Darius McGhee handling the basketball for the Flames. Liberty nearly turned it over.
Yeah, they got to be careful. There's a lot of wingspan out there.
McGhee, quick triple. That goes down and gets this crowd into it early.
Yeah, he struggled against Maryland Eastern Shore, hitting that first shot. I know that's great for him and for the team.
Just 1 of 9 from beyond the arc in their last game. A look at Mizzou's starting lineup tonight. Ronnie DeGray getting his 2nd straight start, while Kobe Brown, who just put up that shot, making his 43rd straight. Brown throws it away. Saved by Gordon and saved into the hands of McGhee. Quick trigger from downtown and well off the mark there. Maybe a bit too quick as he airballed that one.
Yeah, Darius was feeling it. He looked frustrated the other night, so I can't blame him for taking that. But, hey, good defensive stop. You know, they got a deflection off of Kobe Brown. You know they were going to go right to him early.
Pickett has it on the wing. Amari Davis with the ball. They moved him to point guard before their last ball game. A natural 2 and has been throughout his career as Mizzou turns it over. Here's a look at the Liberty starting lineup. Not in the starting lineup tonight, big man Blake Preston. Liberty going a little bit smaller against this Mizzou small ball attack.
Yeah, Coach McKay raves about Shiloh Robinson's defense. He's going to need a big night against Kobe Brown.
McGhee getting to the rack and misses the layup.
Yeah, got a really clean look turning the corner. I'm surprised he didn't bank that one home.
McGhee, one of the better scorers in the country, the reigning ASUN Player of the Year, comes in averaging just over 18 a ball game. Gordon now, the K-State transfer, gets in the lane, lays it up, rims off, fight for the rebound, tapped out, and it'll be tracked down by Liberty.
Yeah, already a couple offensive rebounds for Mizzou. They love crashing the glass. Liberty's got to keep that in check.
Year in, year out, Liberty, one of the best defensive squads in the nation. Last year, 3rd in the nation in points allowed per ball game. 3-ball coming from Keegan McDowell, and that corner 3 goes down.
Yeah, really nice job. Great baseline cut by Keegan. Nice find by Rode.
Mizzou quickly the other way, trying to beat this pack line down the court. And it's Davis who draws the foul. And that's something, as you mentioned, game after game, going against this Liberty pack line.
Yeah, you got to try to get easy points when you can. And listen, the Tigers have guys that can flat out run the court, so look for them any chance they get to try to get some easy points that way and not have to face the pack line.
That foul called on Kyle Rode, his first. Free throw up and good. Time now for our keys to the game, presented by Larry's Tire. Naz, how do you see this one?
Matt, for Mizzou, just like you on the dance floor, you got to move it, move it.
Good
so
hips.
They got to have ball movement and player movement. Listen, that Mizzou offense is at its best when guys are moving and the ball's moving. Sometimes they have a tendency to stand a little bit and go too much ISO, but if they're moving, they'll be in good shape. For Liberty, it's all about rebounding. Now, we've already seen a couple offensive rebounds by Mizzou. They are 4-0 when they win the battle on the glass, and they've got almost 2 times the amount of offensive rebounds as their opponents.
Darius McGhee, top of the key, 12 on the shot clock, step back triple. That's well short, another air ball. McGhee chasing after, loose ball on the deck, tracked down by the freshman Vincent. And Liberty will get a timeout. Keegan McDowell quickly calls a timeout, and they'll keep the possession.
Yeah, Van Zandt was struggling for his life on the floor. Great heads-up play by Keegan McDowell to stick his hands right in the official's face and get the timeout.
We've seen McGhee knock down that first three. There's a lot of energy in the building.
Yes.
We've seen him completely miss his next 3 attempts. This is kind of like a settle the nerves, maybe not a horrible time for a timeout the way he started.
And what I think the difference is, Matt, is there's longer wingspan.
Yeah.
The guys contesting his shot have long arms, not quite getting used to that yet. That's a step up when you're playing an SEC team. So he'll have to adjust, maybe get himself a little more of a cushion for the shot.
Liberty, a team that has been so good the past few seasons, 3 straight NCAA tournament bids. In fact, they've won their conference regular season and tournament titles each of the past 3 years. No one else can say that in the country.
Yeah, and Matt, you know, talked about Darius and the shooting, but you got to feel good. Liberty's got to feel good because they came out and had a couple really good defensive stops early. That's where the bread is buttered. And so, you know, the shots will come. They'll fall.
Six-2 ball game here in the early stages. Shiloh Robinson, get out of Nebraska, hands off to McGhee. Was looking back for the big fella, couldn't find him. They'll swing it with 5 on the shot clock. Cross-court pass, McDowell to McGhee, deep 3. In and out the rebound to Robinson, who draws the foul.
Yeah, talk about offensive rebounding. I say it again and again. Shiloh's got a great nose for the ball around the offensive glass. That time, great battle in there. And as he was rebounding it, he also put it up. So he's going to go for a couple free throws here.
Foul called on Amari Davis. Shiloh coming off a career best game against Maryland Eastern Shore. Career high 13 points to go along with 7 rebounds.
Yeah, and that was huge because Darius had a real slow start in the first half. So it was scoring came from Robinson and McDowell until Darius got going in the second half. Robinson
misses them both. Mizzou coming the other way. Dejuan Gordon, the K-State transfer, feeds down low. Kobe Brown draws the foul. So he'll head to the line for a pair.
Yeah, really nice screen and roll between Gordon and Brown. And again, Gordon's a guy you got to honor, man, because if he turns the corner, you're in big trouble. Nice roll by Brown, great feed, and gets himself to the line.
Kobe Brown in that game against Paul Quinn had an amazing stat line. 20 points, 23 rebounds, and then 6 assists for good measure.
Yeah.
That was the most rebounds in a game for a Mizzou player since 1966.
Yeah, he really can do it all. He's multifaceted. He's got a great size, but great skills as well.
It's just 1 of 2 at the line.
And you'll see Amari Davis do this. He likes to just put himself up there and bother the point guard. No free looks, bringing the ball up.
Liberty has seen a lot of full court pressure so far this season. Not a lot of ball handlers on this Flames roster. So they've seen that look a lot. McGhee, another 3 on the way. Off the mark again, fight for the rebound. Van Zandt kept it alive. The Flames get it back to McDowell. He'll launch and hit.
Keegan McDowell, the last 3 games has been just really explosive out of the locker room to provide that scoring punch for Liberty. Hits another one right there.
McDowell has a Mizzou connection. His sister played women's basketball for Robin Pinchton in Mizzou. Kayla Michael, her married name. So he's got some connection to the Tigers. That 3 ball comes up short out of the hand of Gordon.
Again, that's a good defensive possession for Liberty. They'll settle for that rather than having some of these guys that are really athletic go off the bounce.
McGhee knocked down that first triple, hasn't had one go since then.
Amari Davis really doing a great job on McGhee.
Isle Road tries to feed into Shiloh Robinson, tipped away.
Forced it a little bit.
Gordon on the move, Ronnie DeGray with it now. Top of the key 3 coming for Davis off the mark, and the rebound secured from Liberty.
Again, rebounding my key for Liberty. They're doing a good job there.
Mizzou 0 for 2 from beyond the arc. They're 326th in the nation in 3-point shooting so far this season.
Yeah, that's not really their forte.
Shiloh Robinson with the lay-in.
Yeah, nice dish by Darius. Nice off a great penetration, but yeah, Mizzou wants to run offense and get some of these real athletic guys to be able to try to go off penetration.
Foul call, that will go against Kyle Rode, and that will be his 2nd. Something to keep an eye on. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. Liberty with an early 11-3 lead. This presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Foster Fuels, turn up the heat, and by Carter Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Liberty leads Mizzou 11-3 early on. For the first time, we check in with the third member of our crew, Emily Austin.
Matt, it is no secret that Darius McGhee is the heartbeat for this Flames offense, but he's been in a bit of a shooting slump this season. His three-point shooting percentage is down 12% from last season. So I asked Coach Richie McKay just how worried is he about this slump, and he said, zip, I trust McGhee. I've seen enough Darius McGhee shots go in that I am not worried. You've seen it, he's taken 6 shots already in tonight's ball game, so pretty clear that that green light is still shining very bright.
Yeah, absolutely. For Mizzou fans of a certain age, Darius McGhee has the confidence and conscience of a Clarence Gilbert. If for Mizzou fans will know what I'm talking about, he'll catch and fire from anywhere at any time.
See, you're a Missouri guy.
Well, you know, we go back a ways. But yeah, he is not afraid to let it fly no matter what the numbers look like. And he's had a lot of success in a Flames uniform.
Yeah, I mean, and he's still, even with some struggles, he's still 18 points a game. But he's a guy that'll go back in there, Matt, and rebound as well as distribute.
Boogie Coleman checking in for the first time for Mizzou. Brody Peebles in there for the Flames, as well as big man Blake Preston. And Jordan Wilmore, the big 7'3" center for the Tigers, in for the first time. 5 on the shot clock. DeGray gonna have to get something up. He does. A contested look, no. Pickett, the offensive board, in traffic, puts it up. That doesn't fall, and the rebound goes to Preston. Mizzou still without a field goal, and here we are over 5 minutes into the ball game.
Yeah, man, and bodies are flying around that paint and banging. I tell you, the Tigers love to crash the offensive glass. They're getting a hand on the ball, but Liberty is managing to do a great job rebounding.
McGhee gets in the lane. The lob and the lay-in. McGhee feeding it up to Shiloh Robinson for 2.
Yeah, really nice read. You look right at that defender. He saw him step up for the help, laid it up to the line.
And now Pickett turns it over. So a sloppy start for this Missouri Tigers squad.
Yeah, the pack line really has the Tigers stymied right now, Matt. They cannot get a bucket.
McGhee behind the back dribble and gets a little touch foul. That's going to be called on Pickett.
Yeah, Pickett jumped out there just a little bit too aggressively, got a little bit off balance.
You're talking about a lot of new faces, Naz. Mizzou certainly has that. As, you know, they're trying to replace their top 4 scorers from a season ago. They got 4 transfers. They've got some young freshmen in there. Anton Brookshire, one of those who just stepped onto the floor for the Tigers.
Yeah, the portal definitely makes a stop in Columbia.
Right.
And they've gotten some really nice guys. Amari Davis, a great acquisition out of Green Bay, who's an all-Horizon player.
Trying to make all those pieces mesh here early on. McGhee loses it, fight for it on the ground. Still loose. Finally, the shot clock sounds, and the ball will go back to the Tigers.
Man, guys from both squads diving on that loose ball. But yeah, I think both teams, Matt, are experiencing a little bit of growing pains and having to mesh a lot of new faces. With the Tigers, it's guys from the portal. With Liberty, it's youth and new faces.
Ball deflected and goes out of bounds. Back to Liberty. Wilmore couldn't handle it along the baseline.
Yeah, it's a nice look, but you got to give Wilmore, you got to give those big guys time to get over to the block and kind of get themselves established. That time, just Wilmore couldn't get a handle on it.
DJ Moore handling the basketball now for Liberty. True freshman, actually supposed to be a senior in high school, but reclassified as Peebles will launch the deep triple. That goes down.
Yeah, nice little step back. That thing looked really smooth. He didn't rush it. Big shot by Peebles.
The freshman out of Hartselle, Alabama. Really good-looking scorer here early in his career, and another takeaway. It has been all Flames so far tonight. Yeah,
that time Wilmore released the seal too early, and Blake did a nice job of getting around for the poke away.
Moore gets to the free throw line, nearly had it knocked away. Peebles picks it up, looking for help, and he throws it away. Now the pass up ahead, and a little too far for Gordon. And that's the danger. You want to run, but sometimes you can be a little too hurried.
Yeah, little exchange here, handoff. Blake seals and gives Peebles just enough time to get that thing off right in rhythm. Now look, I know the Tigers just threw it away, but I like the idea. You had a guy breaking down court, try to outlet, try to get some easy points, because right now, Matt, they are hard to come by.
Yeah, 0 of 6 from the field to begin the ball game. Moore has it on the wing. Gets to the free throw line, kicks it out. Peebles hands it off. McDowell, three ball, in and out. That one was halfway down. And here come the Tigers.
Another good look. I like Brookshire pushing the pace there.
Boogie Coleman, another transfer on this squad, kicks it to the corner. Gordon working on the smaller freshman, can't finish. The rebound by Kobe Brown, and he powers it up and in. That's what the Tigers need.
That's exactly right. I mean, I talked about rebounding. Kobe Brown's a beast in there. And that time he fights for it, gets the putback.
He's a guy that has really matured, and Conzo Martin telling us today has turned into a leader.
He sure has. They needed him to step up coming into this season, and he absolutely has.
Moore again weaving through traffic, kicks it out. Robinson will shoot the three. That rattles in and out.
Liberty is getting some great looks, and those things are just rattling in and out.
Leading 16-5, and they've had about three that have gone halfway down and out, and that's an offensive foul going to be called on Coleman.
Man, Keegan really worked his feet to get over there, take the charge, and get the position back for Liberty.
Liberty here midway through the first half. The Flames holding Mizzou to just 1 of 8 from the field so far tonight. Let's get to our impact players presented by Foster Fuels. A couple of guys we've touched on a few times already tonight, Naz, but they are certainly key to their team's success.
Yeah, two great players, you know, first for Mizzou, Kobe Brown. I mean, we talked about them with so many new faces. They needed a guy to step up, and he is answering the bell. I mean, 15 points a game. He's almost averaging a double-double, just under there with like 9.6 rebounds. But he's got a great body. He's got great skills to go with that. He can play inside and out. Now, he's a guy, I call him a glass-and-go guy, because he can pull a rebound and push the break without even having to outlet it. So he's phenomenal. Darius McGhee, again, 18 points a game, even with a few little struggles, but a guy that does more than that. He'll go back and stick his nose in there for rebounds. He's the reigning A-Sun Player of the Year, preseason Player of the Year. I mean, LU needs him to score big tonight.
Yeah, and he's a guy, Liberty is really without a true point guard, and they've asked him to do a lot more of that. He's better off the ball. He's played off the ball his entire career, having to handle the rock a lot more this season.
Yeah, and that does have that'll wear on you a little bit with your shot.
Mizzou lobbing inside to Blake Preston, who lays it in. They beat the big fella for an easy one.
Great feel, great hesitation. He knew somebody was flying by on his hip.
The freshman, Brookshire, gives it up. Kobe Brown going to launch the three. That's off the mark. The rebound to DJ Moore.
Again, you see Kobe Brown. I mean, he's got the green light from out there. Certainly very capable beyond the arc as well.
Shiloh Robinson going baseline, loses the handle, taken away. Turnovers have been more of an issue for Liberty than usual this season, averaging 14 a game, the most since the 2014-15 campaign.
And tonight, for the Tigers, turnovers have kind of given them some fits.
Yeah, Mizzou's turned it over 7 times already. You put that together with now 1 of 10 shooting, and that is tough to overcome.
Yeah, now if you're Conzo Martin, you're over there telling them, guys, you just got to weather this kind of storm.
Yeah.
It's a little sloppy. You got to clean that up. But you keep staying with your offense. You stay focused. And I'm sure they're telling each other shots will come around. This baskets will come.
Remember, this is also the first true road game for Mizzou.
That's true.
So you're kind of experiencing some of this for the very first time with this squad.
And again, you got a lot of new guys that are trying to gel and learn each other's game. And it takes time.
Moore gets in the paint, lays it up and in.
Yeah, DJ Moore, he got thrust into action. I think he was kind of planning to wear the red shirt.
Yeah.
And we said, we're going to put this red uniform on you instead. And he's done some good things.
He didn't play the first 2 games, but then after Liberty turned it over 21 times against LSU, Richie McKay said, get in there. We need you. And another offensive foul, the second of the game against Boogie Coleman.
Yeah, and listen, you know that was a point of emphasis by Coach McKay. Tigers have great wings, you know, in Boogie Coleman and Javon Pickett, and you got to move your feet. This time, Zay Warfield, great job, gets in front to take the charge.
And that's kind of his role. He's been an energy guy, Warfield, in his sophomore season.
Yeah, he really sparked the Flames Saturday against Eastern Shore with a steal, with a couple deflections.
The Flames, a team that is deliberate on the offensive end. Gives it to Preston. Holds, kicks out to Warfield. He'll catch and fire. A little strong on the three-point attempt. Pickett pulls it down. Mizzou trying to find some sort of rhythm, some sort of success on the offensive end.
And again, you got to keep the ball moving. Don't stand if you're the Tigers. You got to make yourself hard for the defense to guard you.
Pickett working on the freshman more. Along the baseline, lost it, taken away. Another Mizzou turnover.
Yeah, that time Pickett just got a little bit too deep in there in no man's land under the basket. Flames get another turnover.
Darius McGhee nearly got caught in the air with that thing. Forces to find a
teammate. There's a mismatch here because Mizzou will switch all 5 guys.
McGhee step back, no. The rebound taken by Gordon.
Yeah, we got to watch that, man. Mizzou, they'll switch 1 through 5, and that time Brown ended up on Darius McGhee.
Yeah, you have Keita in the ball game for Mizzou now, freshman number 11. Kobe Brown gets in the paint, turn around, no. Loose on the deck, Keita has it. A scramble for it, and they say Mizzou called a timeout. So the Tigers get a timeout to keep possession as the bodies were hitting the floor.
Man, both teams really playing hard, hustling.
Yeah, the effort hasn't been an issue. Execution for the Tigers thus far, that's been an issue as they find themselves down 15 here in the first half. Liberty Flames basketball group outings are a fantastic way to enjoy the best family-friendly atmosphere in the nation. Group tickets, great for company outings, church and youth events, birthday parties, or family and friend get-togethers. Visit www.luwbasketball.com for more information. Conzo Martin in his 5th season leading the Missouri Tigers, longtime head coach, Missouri State, Cal, Tennessee. Made 2 NCAA appearances with the Tigers. No wins yet in the tourney. He's had some success. Still kind of waiting for that one team to put it all together there in Columbia. On the other side, Richie McKay, the head man for the Flames. 3 straight NCAA tournament bids. What a job he's done for Liberty since returning. Remember, he was here for a couple of seasons, left, joined Tony Bennett for 6 years as an assistant at UVA before coming back to the Flames.
Yeah, and a lot of respect between both those guys.
Yeah.
And I think that was part of getting the Tigers out here, and it's great that they made this trip out here, and that's real. I know Coach is really appreciative of that.
Yeah, talked to Conzo Martin today. Said, so how did this all come together? He said, well, Richie basically beat me over the head until I agreed to do this. Whoa, look out! A block called as Dejuan Gordon nearly threw one down.
Yeah, he said, I'm gonna make this thing go through the basket one way or another. But great drive off the bounce by Gordon. And Zay Warfield tried to take the charge, but he was inside the restricted arc. And that's going to be an automatic block.
Get a sense of some of the athleticism from Gordon. He's a transfer from K-State. Averaged about 9.5 points per ball game last year.
Yeah, I mean, Gordon, Pickett, Boogie Coleman, all these guys can get out of the perimeter. And I mean, you got to honor them from 3, but they can really go off the dribble and attack the rim. You saw it right there with Gordon.
Mizzou and K-State kind of just doing a 1-for-1 trade. Mizzou's Mark Smith went to K-State. Gordon comes to Mizzou. And Gordon missed the first ball game, was held out of that contest, but has shown some flashes since then. Second free throw on the way. The free throw line is where Mizzou has had most of its success tonight.
Yeah, and you know, that can get you down. You just got to keep fighting if you're the Tigers. You know, the tide's going to turn. You just got to keep battling.
We think back to when these two met a year ago in Columbia.
Yes.
Great first half for Missouri. In fact, they led by 4 at the break. And then in the second half, it was the Tigers kind of asserting themselves and taking control of that game. Micaiah Abee has the basketball. He's in the game for the first time for Liberty.
And again, you got a mismatch here with McGhee.
Deep 3 over to Gray. That goes down.
And see, that time DeGray was worried about McGhee taking him off the dribble. He gave a little too much cushion, and Darius was able to drain it.
The scouting report on McGhee is once he crosses half court, he's looking to fire. Good feed. Gordon contested. It rims off. Fight for the rebound, and it's going to be a tie-up underneath. Van Zandt and DeGray still battling as the officials finally step in. Let's check in quickly with Emily Austin with more on Ronnie DeGray.
Yeah, you guys talked about the 4 transfers on this Missouri roster throughout the game, which you're talking about implementing a system and creating a culture so quickly with a bunch of new faces on the team. And Coach Gonzo Martin said that the biggest thing for him is the program the player came from. It helps him. The former coaches are transparent, but everyone has flaws. It's just important not to bring that bad prospect. But more importantly, Coach Martin said in recruiting, it's a lot easier to go to the portal sometimes because you're not pressed to find that high school all-star.
Yeah, they went and they're trying to find some success in going the transfer route. McGhee, no. Shiloh Robinson had it at the rim, couldn't finish. And Van Zandt runs it down. Pickett was looking out to run the break, and he kind of left the basketball.
Yeah, I think he thought his teammate was going to pick it up, but Van Zandt jumps in there, hustles, and gets the possession back for Liberty.
McGhee gonna fire another deep one. Off the mark, whistle underneath, and it'll go against the Tigers. Some banging going on down low. Looks like they got a Martin Davis, that's his second.
Yeah, I think he kind of hooked Robinson, who again, Shiloh had really got himself some good position under there. But going back to those transfers, Matt, Gonzo Martin's a guy, yes, he wants great players, but he wants quality men too. He's bringing in good guys to that program, guys that he can count on and trust.
Shiloh Robinson working on DeGray, trying to spin baseline. Pump fake, got him in the air, bucket and the foul.
Man, I really like that. Shiloh has been gaining confidence. Yes, he's a great defensive player, but they need him offensively, and he's been answering the call so far this season.
The junior out of Kearney, Nebraska, has a chance to complete a three-point play.
Did a nice job. He took his time, back to Gray down in there, saw no double team was coming. Little pump fake.
7 points for Robinson to lead the way for Liberty. And what's been a key for the Flames, as you and I have talked, you know what you're going to get from Darius McGhee. Are there some guys that can help him out and ease the burden? We've seen that so far tonight.
Yeah, so again, Keegan has stepped up with some big shots. And once again, it's Robinson providing some scoring.
Gordon hands it off. Boogie Coleman in there with 2 fouls. Brookshire had it knocked away, taken away. The pass ahead. Shiloh goes up, lays it in. No, the follow good by McDowell.
I like that Liberty ran. I like that they pushed it.
And now the cross-court pass knocked out of bounds.
A good hustle getting back. Brody Peebles gets a hand on it.
10 turnovers now for Missouri. That one cost them at the other end.
Attacking the rim, guys running hard, following up for the tip-in.
Listen, as we thought, certainly Liberty could compete and play well.
Absolutely.
28-7. I don't think any of us saw this coming early on here. No,
I mean, we saw Liberty go down to LSU and play really well within a few possessions. So they knew what they had. And with the Tigers coming in, again, you and I talking, we just really felt it's going to be a great game. I think it's still going to be a great game, Matt. The team in black over there is too good to just sort of let this happen. Yes, things are down right now, but you know they're going to keep fighting to make the tide turn.
You think back to last season, Liberty knocks off a couple of SEC programs.
Yes.
They beat South Carolina. They beat Mississippi State. They've beaten Vanderbilt. So they aren't shaken by an SEC, patch on the jerseys.
Yes.
They've played some of these games here the past few years under Richie McKay.
Yeah, the pack line travels. The back line is great at home. And so if shots are falling, Liberty, you're seeing, is a quality team, one of the best mid-major teams in the country.
DeGray has it, kicks to the corner, seeing Jean Duragordon for the first time. He puts one up, blocked by Brody Peebles. So a couple of freshmen going at it, and Peebles gets the better of him on that attempt.
Peebles not known for his shot blocking, but great body control, just timed it right, got the block.
Liberty right now with a couple of true freshmen on the court, in Van Zandt and Peebles.
And you can see they are really chasing Darius McGhee. They got a guy strapped to his hip all night long.
DeGray steals that one, and again, Mizzou trying to run, and they get a little sloppy and throw it away. It doesn't do you any good if you can't complete the pass.
That's right. Again, I can't fault them. You want to get something going. You need a basket. You're trying to get something easy. But they got a little ahead of themselves.
Now is Liberty nearly throwing it away. McDowell gets it over to Peebles. Trying to drive on Kobe Brown. A couple of Alabama boys going at it. Corner three now for McGhee. His third triple of the night goes through, and it is all flames.
Yeah, now Gordon reached in there to try to deflect it off Peebles, and that pulled him away from Darius just enough. I think Darius got a cleaner look.
Coleman gonna shoot the three. That's off the mark. Offensive rebound, knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Tigers.
I'm telling you, the Tigers just eat glass, man, down there on the offensive end. They got athleticism, they got length. So Liberty's got to remain. That's why I made it a game key. Liberty's got to do the job on the board.
An 11-0 run for the Flames right now, and we get an offensive foul.
Yeah, I
away
think a
from
little
the ball.
frustration. Keegan was really tight up on Gordon. I think he was going to kind of come off of a screen down low.
Yeah, here you see it.
Yep, Keegan's trying to get around that screen, and Gordon just gets a little frustrated, sticks that elbow out.
Well, there's reason to be frustrated for Mizzou right now. They're 1 of 15 from the floor.
Yeah, they have not been in this situation this year.
They had a tough loss, home loss to UMKC, which certainly the fan base not too thrilled with that. Right now they find themselves in a tough spot, and look at Darius McGhee go to work.
Again, the switching cost Mizzou because DeGray ends up on Darius, and Darius just takes him off the dribble.
Pickett with it on the wing. 33-7 Flames. Coleman, deep three. That's too strong. He has been ice cold from three-point land so far this year. Traditionally a pretty good shooter.
Yeah, he is. As a team, that's, again, not their forte. They're certainly capable, but Liberty will settle for that. Long possessions, settle in for a three.
And we've seen enough of the pack line defense to know after a while, sometimes teams don't want to keep working as hard as it takes to find good looks, and they will settle. That one goes out of bounds. Will go back to the Tigers the other way. And will get us to a timeout. The Liberty Flames rolling here in the first half, 33-7 over Mizzou.
Welcome back to Liberty Arena. The Flames hold a 26-point lead over Mizzou. Liberty has a lot on the line, and they're playing like it tonight. Currently, the Flames are second in the country with 38 consecutive wins at home. Of course, that's between Vine Center and here at the new Liberty Arena. You guys were talking about it earlier in the game, how head coach Richie McKay has told us how difficult it is to put together a schedule for teams to play his program. And when Coach Martin agreed to come to Lynchburg, he was thankful, but recently he said regret has started to set in. It seems like that may be changing to a different emotion here tonight.
Yeah, I don't think he's regretting anything right now the way his team is playing.
Yeah, those guys, they better turn around or they're going to suffer the wrath of Konzo.
Oh,
are you a Star Trek fan?
No, even less of one maybe now. I don't know.
Yeah, that was bad.
No, but talking to Konzo Martin today, he said, you know, we need to get rid of this stigma that, like, Power 5 schools can't go on the road to mid-majors. He's like, you need to go play some high-quality opponents. They're doing that here tonight against Liberty as Kobe Brown gets one to go. But on the flip side, this could also happen, what we've seen so far here tonight.
Well, yeah, not many teams want to come in here and face Liberty, especially on the home floor. So, again, just a great respect and appreciation for Konzo Martin bringing the Tigers in here to Lynchburg.
Konzo's never been one to shy away from a fight in his career.
Hey, and that's why he's going to have great teams, because it's like, hey, we'll go on the road and play a tough team because that's going to make us better come conference time and come tournament time.
Yeah, it was kind of the other way, right? For Mizzou last year, they had a veteran team. They started out really well. They were a top 25 team at one point, and they kind of got worse as the season went on and kind of limped to the finish line. They're hoping this year Yeah, you may take some bumps here early in the season with this new group, but maybe by the time you get into SEC play, you can work out some of those kinks and get better as the season progresses.
You're exactly right, and Coach McKay's had the same kind of philosophy. Very tough schedule. And again, a lot of young guys, eight freshmen and sophomores on this Liberty team. So it's like, yeah, put them through their paces, make them pay their dues, but that pays off when you get to conference play.
Yeah, Mizzou, or I should say Liberty already this year, played LSU, they played Iona.
Yeah, they played Manhattan, the most experienced team in the country. So they took 3 losses, but again, they grew up during those games.
Ball deflected, still loose, picked up by Kobe Brown in traffic, and now Shiloh Robinson comes away with it.
Shiloh and Darius McGhee never gave up on that thing.
13 turnovers now for the Tigers, just under 3 minutes to go here in the first half.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic. Liberty's got to take advantage of that, though.
Blake Preston in the post, kicks it out. Keegan McDowell had that one deflected, taken by Brown. Now it's taken right back. Again, we've seen some quick decisions trying to get out in the break as McDowell misses the runner. Mizzou just trying to find an easy look. They haven't really had one tonight. Pickett, pump fake, got his man in the air. Now corner 3 coming. Off the mark, the rebound to Preston.
Nice work there by the Tigers. Little penetration, draw the defense. Kicked it out, but Davis couldn't get that one to fall either.
Yeah, 0 of 7 from 3 now for Mizzou. And this is what Liberty will do. They slow it down on the offensive end. They'll work the clock. McDowell catches the 3. Open look, no. DeGray pulls the board.
Yeah, Keegan came. He didn't quite get himself squared up. Coming off of that straight cut all the way to the top.
Kobe Brown has the quickness advantage on Preston. He takes advantage.
Yeah, and see, that's why Coach McKay started Shiloh at the 5 to guard Brown. Brown's, he's just too skilled and too quick off the dribble, I think, for Blake Preston.
Kobe Brown has 7 of Mizzou's 11 points.
Yeah.
He's looking for some help. Who's going to chip in and give him a little bit of a lift? That 3 off the mark for McDowell. Preston knifing in, had it, and then lost it. And Coleman will come the other way.
Yeah, pretty chaotic segment here.
Clock ticking down towards a minute to go here in the first half. DeGray going against the bigger Preston. Looking for the foul. He may have had a case as that one was knocked free.
Yeah, there was a lot of body on that one, I got to admit.
Right now, Liberty leaving Blake Preston in there. He's a mismatch on this end, but the same could be said on the other end.
Yeah, let's see if they go to him. He's working hard in the post, trying to get a touch.
They give it to him right back to Warfield. He draws the foul.
And Preston is so good. You saw him flash to the top of the key, catch, quick little bounce pass for a backdoor cutting Zay Warfield. That was beautiful, and that's all they could do was foul her. That was going to be a lay-in.
Richie McKay really asks his big men to be great passers.
Yeah, now Coach is asking for them to look at this, and maybe it was kind of an intentional grab. Refs are not entertaining that thought.
That's the 3rd foul on Boogie Coleman, so he's going to have a seat.
Yeah, they were beat, and they grabbed, but nothing exaggerated there, but
free throw, no. And body's tangled up, and they're going to get Blake Preston on the whistle. He and DeGray kind of tangled up and hit the deck.
Yeah, I think somehow Blake's arm and DeGray, their arms got locked together.
And the officials, looks like they will take a look at this one.
Okay. And I know Coach is over there saying, well, I was asking you to look at one too. And
so we'll get a chance to take a look at it as well.
Yeah, I don't know whose arm got in there first.
40 seconds to go here in the first half. Right now, the Tigers just hoping for any kind of break they can get here in the late stages of this half and get to the locker room and see if you can regroup. Yeah,
you just want to get some points. Just anything, seeing the ball go through the basket, even if it's free throws. So, you want to get to halftime and regroup, refocus. It's not the way they want it, but you know what? Like, they're such a quality team. Like, you're not out of it, but you got to get something going positively on the offensive end.
The problem is, if you're Mizzou right now and you're down big, you're not a team that has shown to be an elite scoring team anyway.
Yeah.
So falling behind by 20 or whatever, it's like are you going to flip the switch? They're 280th in the nation in field goal percentage, so you're in danger of just digging yourself too deep of a hole.
Yeah, and again, they're not a team to kind of run and put huge points on the board, playing in the mid-60s, but again, you got guys over there that on any given night can get hot, can be explosive. Again, I think you're just trying to get to halftime, regroup, and come out with a clear head and make a run.
Officials still taking a look at that.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at it again, they called the foul on Preston.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything that would venture into the flagrant area.
No, I'm with you. Three of them continuing the conversation. Get another look. You see them kind of tied up underneath.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, I can't tell who hooked who first, but certainly it's a regular foul, but.
And we'll see if they make their way over to us or not. Letting the head coaches know right now. Liberty leading 33-11 here, and now they'll head over us and let us know.
Okay, double hook and hold.
Double hook and, well, if one's good, two, I know how much you love the hook and hold as it is, Naz.
So we got a double.
Right, double. Give me a double.
Yeah, and that's kind of interesting because, again, as we watch that, I couldn't tell who hooked who, so it turns out they both hooked each other. And that's good. Like, again, that I like the call. It's been a clean game. It's been a hard-fought game. You don't want to get any kind of chippiness going, so they call the double foul. And let's get back to action.
So Mizzou basketball, 40 ticks left. Davis will bring it up. Tigers 3 of 20 from the field. Davis driving on McGhee. Couldn't hit the layup. And Liberty could basically hold for the last shot if they want to.
Yeah, I think
just over a second difference between shot clock and game clock.
Run some offense. You got Darius out there, can go get his shot at any time. They don't really have Keegan McDowell's lurking down here along the baseline. Look for him to try to come off a screen.
McGhee gives it to him. Frees himself up. Corner three coming off the mark and a foul. Kobe Brown gets whistled for the foul. And 3 free throws coming for Keegan McDowell. It goes from bad to worse for this Mizzou squad here with 3 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, and Kobe Brown, he's just trying to make a play for his team and get out there and hustle, but
oh boy, that's the old Reggie Miller kicked that leg out.
He kind of came underneath Keegan. It was clean up top with the contest, but his leg gets under Keegan for 3.
McDowell in his career was 37 of 39 from the free throw line before that first miss. Someone in black and gold yelling, hey, ball don't lie, right after that one.
That's right. And Keegan, great from the free throw line. Doesn't get there a whole lot because that's not his game to go off the dribble.
One more coming. And he gets 2 of 3. McDowell with 10 first half points.
Well,
you know Mizzou, going to try to get something here with 3 ticks left.
Look for Davis to get something moving on the run. You got time for maybe one pass.
And a foul called against the Flames. The freshman DJ Moore with the ill-advised decision as he kind of got up into the body of Amari Davis.
Yeah, and that's a freshman mistake in a big game. DJ's, again, same thing. He's just out there trying to make a play, and he'll learn that stuff as he gets older and gets more mature.
So now the officials want to look at that one as well. So this game kind of grinding to a halt here in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, I
think they just want to make sure, I assume the foul happened before time ran out, which it was pretty clear it did.
Yeah, I mean, if you're DJ, you run with the guy, you get your hands up, but Amari Davis does a nice job of just sort of kind of drawing the contact. He gets in there a little bit. That's a veteran move there by Davis.
So there's was definitely time on the clock.
Yeah.
So 3 free throws coming for Amari Davis. So right now, Mizzou, 5 of their 11 points have come from the free throw line. They have a chance to tack on to that number here.
Yeah, so they're just trying to get, I mean, there may be a .1 or a .2. What are they going to do? They're going to do.
So yeah, they'll put half a second on the clock and send Davis to the free throw line. It's not, listen, you score 11 points in the first half. You're grasping for anything positive at this point.
Yeah.
Like, it's not much, but it's something if you can get some free throws here going into the locker room.
Absolutely. It's a great play by Amari Davis just to get something positive going and hustle up the court and launch one up there and gets 3 free throws out of it.
First one up and good. Davis.
Again, he's a guy, I really like him.
Yep.
I think, you know, he's always up there sticking his nose, guarding the point guard. Again, all horizon, second team. He's a great get for the Tigers.
17 points per game last season for Green Bay. One more free throw coming. And he gets all 3. So they'll sub him out.
Yeah, if you're Liberty, you don't do anything crazy. I think you just get the ball touched, get into halftime. It's been a great half if you're Liberty.
And that's exactly what they'll do. So the Flames in that pack line defense hold Mizzou to 14 first half points as Liberty in complete control in half number 1, leading 35-14, forcing 15 Mizzou turnovers. And our Emily Austin standing by now with Richie McKay.
Coach, a slow close to the half, but overall your team played with a great level of intensity. How much was effort a part of the message before tonight's game?
It wasn't a part of the message. That's who we are. Like we have a good team, and I think when we see the ball go in, we felt a little bit better about ourselves. But look, Missouri's, they're good. They're going to play with a lot of intensity. They'll shoot the ball better. So the least important stat is the halftime score, but I'm happy with our guys in the first half.
Thanks for your time. Best of luck in the second half.
Thank you, Emily. So all Flames in half number 1. We'll come back here in a moment with the first half stats and highlights. You're watching college basketball on ESPN+. Yeah, beautiful shot of Liberty's campus. A beautiful night so far for everybody wearing red in this building as the Flames lead Mizzou 35-14 at the break. Naz, a fast start for the Flames. A lot of that sparked on the defensive end as we take a look at some of the first half highlights.
Yeah, they did hit some shots, but you know with this Liberty, it's going to start on the defensive end. And, man, they just made everything tough. Hands in passing lanes, getting deflections, guys taking charges. It was beautiful.
When you think about that pack line, what are they saying? We're taking away straight line drives. We're going to force you to beat us with jump shots. Mizzou kind of learned the hard way. If you drive or try to on this defense, there's going to be problems. The Tigers turned it over 15 times in the first half.
Yeah, and that even resulted in some runouts, which is a little uncharacteristic for the Flames, but they just were clicking on all cylinders, shooting and defense.
Yeah, that look said it all for Conzo Martin. Now for Liberty, Shiloh Robinson has been kind of that second guy. Darius McGhee, we know what he's going to bring, but Robinson, the junior, has 7 first half points.
Yeah, he did a lot of different ways. There you see a nice little lob, but down in the post, nice pump fake there with the finish, got himself to the free throw line as well. Shiloh's had a couple great games where he's been the offensive spark, and it's been great for Liberty to have that, especially tonight.
Yeah, Shiloh, one of those guys, Richie McKay saying before the season, he felt like he could take a real leap in his junior campaign, getting more opportunities to contribute. And we saw 13 points in their game on Saturday, now 7. Big, but athletic enough to kind of get his own shot, as we saw in the first half.
Yeah, and he got the start because of his defense, and he's doing a great job on Kobe Brown. But again, you talked about it, Matt. He's great. He's developed himself as an offensive player. Keegan sparked it, but he's been the #2 guy as Darius still tries to get himself going.
All right, when we come back, we'll take a look at those first half stats, and Naz will tell us what the Tigers need to do in the second half to get back into this one. You're watching college basketball on ESPN+. A bit of a surprising halftime score here in Lynchburg. Liberty leading Mizzou 35-14 at the break. Paul Nazian, Matt Warner here courtside. Naz, you talk about a team like Mizzou against this pass line. You'll want to get out and run when you can. Sometimes that leads to turnovers. And as we take a look at our first half stats presented by Carter Bank and Trust, you see turnovers have been an issue for the Tigers tonight. Yeah, you got to give yourself a chance by controlling the ball and getting the shot. And so they've got to certainly fix that. But I talked about Liberty needing to win the battle of the boards. It's even right now. Points off turnovers. Those turnovers are costly not only for yourself, but Liberty's taking advantage of them. 12 there, and also they're winning the paint. So really up and down that stat line, Liberty really doing the job. But again, you got a capable team in that locker room in the Tigers, and they're going to come out scratching and clawing. Bottom line, it's hard to win when you're 3 of 21 for the field, and I think you're right. The first 3 or 4 minutes of this second half will probably tell us a lot about the Tigers and their chances of clawing, as you said, back into this ballgame. Yeah, and here's a time when you take a young team, a team with a lot of, and you got to come together and get out here and really just get after it. Again, they're a defensive team, so you got to start defensively, let the offense come to you, share the ball, get other guys involved, and go to your big #1 scorer, Kobe Brown. Yeah, see if you can give him some help. That's right, as well. Feed him. All right, when we come back, Naz is going to break out the telestrator, dial one up for us. You're watching college basketball, Liberty leading 35-14 at the break. Well, the Flames' next home game is Monday, December 6th, when they take on Delaware State at 7 p.m. We hope to see you right here at Liberty Arena. You can get your tickets at lubasketball.com. The Flames quarterback, Malik Willis, taking in this one. Liberty leading 35-14 over Mizzou. Naz, you're kind of our czar of the telestrator. We talk so much about Liberty and how they pride themselves on sharing the basketball. Yes. You're going to break down a play in which they did just that here in the first half. Yeah, real nice offensive possession here. You're going to see Blake Preston come up and set a screen. And again, all eyes on Darius. He can use that screen if he wants to. He can go either way off of that thing. He makes a nice job turning the corner, and here's where sharing the ball comes in. When he gets into something like this, he's going to watch his defender. If that defender sags back, he's got a nice little floater, or if the defender cups on him, which he does, he'll have a nice little lob up to Shiloh at the rim. Here it plays out, exactly what you were saying. You even broke out the vision cone there on the telestration, Naz. Nice work, next level, as they get Shiloh Robinson involved on that lay-in. And again, we talk so much about Darius's scoring, but he's a great passer. And so he uses the dribble to get himself right into the heart of the paint there, as you saw it. Makes a nice read, lobs it up there, and for 2 more for Shiloh. That's the thing, Matt, you know, Liberty's got 7 assists for their 13 baskets. That's how they want to play. You can look at the score and say that's a great score if you're Liberty, but how they're playing is exactly how they want to, sharing the ball with each other. Now on the other side, Mizzou, they were in that locker room a long time. Yes. Yeah, you've been in those locker rooms. What is that? What's that like? They didn't need to come out and warm up. I think that was all, guys, get your head right. Get out there and fight like you know you can. Be together, be unified. And I think it was all mental with Coach Martin in that halftime. Mizzou comes away with the turnover just a moment ago. Our Emily Austin caught up with Conzo Martin.
Coach Martin, at shoot-around, you told us how unique and difficult it is to play against this pack line defense. What adjustments do you guys need to make offensively in order to get back in this game?
We have to do a better job attacking the ball screens, reading. We have to slip the ball screens, but also it's behind us. Oh, you got to hesitate 1 last second, hit that big at the rim. He's open.
Best of luck in the second half. Thanks for your time.
Tigers get an early bucket. Keegan McDowell with a tough one of his own as he was surrounded by Tigers.
Wow, that got deflected. He had to pick it up off the ground. I thought he was looking to somebody to kick out to. Big shot by Keegan. You can definitely see, Matt, the Tigers are really fired up, playing hard. They get a big shot last possession by Davis.
Coleman now driving, left it short. His struggles continue, but look who tracks it down. Kobe Brown, the do-everything star for Mizzou. Coleman gives it to Brown, 10 on the shot clock. He's working on Robinson. Double team comes, looking to pass out of it, trying to find some help. Coleman now gonna have to hoist late in the shot clock. Deep three on the way, that's off the mark. Another missed three for the Tigers. They're now 0 of 8 from downtown.
Yeah, they were really trying to go to Kobe Brown, and Kyle Rowe did a nice job of coming over and doubling just for a couple seconds and made him get it out of his hands.
Remember, Rowe only played 7 minutes in the first half because of foul trouble as McGhee lays it in with the left hand.
Yeah, now look, Davis is a really good defender. He's a hustling kid, but you cannot get too far up into the shorts of Darius McGhee. He'll make you pay.
DeGray has it now, working on the smaller Vincent.
Yeah, let's see if he backs in.
Picks up his dribble, now he's looking for help. Brown hoists the three, off the mark.
Kobe's trying, man, he's trying to get his Tigers some positive momentum.
Keegan McDowell, 12 points on the night, launched that, came up a little short.
Yeah, I know Keegan's got the hot hand. That was one pass into the possession.
DeGray now going to try a corner three. That goes down. Let's see if that gets this Mizzou offense going. First points of the night for Ronnie DeGray.
Again, all 5 Mizzou players, much like Liberty, have 3-point range. Nice shot right there by DeGray.
Cuts that Liberty lead to 20. McGhee, top of the key. 8 on the shot clock. Shiloh Robinson working on DeGray. Gets in the paint, rises up over the top of him, and gets the friendly roll.
Really great patience. Darius passed up a shot. Keegan passed up a shot to get a really nice shot deep in the paint by Shiloh Robinson.
Davis gives it to Coleman, no hesitation. 3-ball, that rattles through. They need Boogie Coleman to start shooting it well from deep.
2 in a row, and hey, sometimes, you know, again, you see your teammate hit one, you get a little positive ray of light, and that's how Boogie Coleman answers.
Robinson hands off to Kyle Rowe. Rowe, the junior out of Lexington, Kentucky, gives it to McGhee. Can he answer at the other end? Yes, sir.
Really nice down screen, nice read by Darius just to pop out.
And now a bump there at the top of the key. That foul's going to go on Robinson as Kobe Brown was blowing by him. And that'll get us to a timeout. So some signs of life offensively for Mizzou. Already 8 points. Remember, they scored 14 in the whole first half. But so far, this Liberty offense not slowing down either. Taking a look at that 3-ball a moment ago from Boogie Coleman. Can that get him going here in half number 2? Well, the 2022 football season will be the most exciting home schedule in Liberty history. Virginia Tech, BYU will be visiting Williams Stadium. Season ticket demand will be at an all-time high. Visit lufootball.com for more information and to purchase your season tickets. Hugh Freeze and that guy, Malik Willis, awaiting their bowl destination. We'll find out at the end of the week where the Flames will be headed. And as you were part of a team that went to Columbia and played at Mizzou back in 1994. You're on the coaching staff, right?
That's right.
This is their third all-time meeting. Mizzou defeated the Flames 87-76 in that game. But you got to experience a little bit of Como that night.
Yeah, we did. And that was a stepping stone game. I mean, think 94, man, we were playing the big boys, and we had a really good team. We went out there to Columbia. Legendary coach Norm Stewart was on the sideline still. And, Matt, I still remember I still have flashbacks and nightmares. The antlers, the antlers were all over us. They did a great job. You know, they knew the religious affiliation with Liberty, so the antlers showed up as all these different religious figures. One guy was the Pope, one guy was Moses.
That's great.
And they gave us down the road, but it was a great game. It was a great atmosphere out there in Columbia. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, that was a really good Mizzou team.
It sure was.
Jason Sutherland. That was a team that ended up losing that heartbreaker to UCLA in the NCAA tournament. And the reason Tyus Edney is still considered a curse word in the Show Me State to this day.
But yeah, some good battles with Liberty and Missouri.
Deep three, in and out. Shiloh Robinson, the rebound, couldn't convert. And Mizzou quickly heads the other way.
Yeah, Shiloh in there, getting another offensive glass. Couldn't put it back, but man, he's tough in there.
Pull up, long two, off the mark, knocked out of bounds, and it will stay with Mizzou. That shot from Amari Davis. In this day and age, it'll drive coaches crazy. All that long two, everyone says, oh, it's the worst shot in the game. That is his game, though.
Yes,
he's kind of that mid-range kind of player.
And he's shown success. Again, the transfer from Green Bay, up there, 17 a game. You got to be who you are.
Tigers keep possession. Davis tries to turn the corner, gets it now to Kobe Brown. 12 on the shot clock. Driving, lowers the shoulder, creates just enough space and gets it to go. Let's check in once again with Emily Austin.
Guys, Coach Martin from Mizzou is being a lot more vocal with his team over here on the sidelines. And during that last Liberty possession, he stood up on his tippy toes and held his breath for a second, happy that Shiloh missed it.
And now it's the Flames turning it over as Darius McGhee lost the handle.
Yeah, they had a nice give and go. Another great pass by Blake Preston. Darius just couldn't handle it.
The bigs in there for both sides now. Wilmore for Mizzou. Preston for Liberty.
Yeah, Brown's last basket was just sheer will, Matt. Let's see if they go to him again.
They go into the big fella. Wilmore lays it in for two. When we say big fella, we mean it. Listed at 7'3", 300 pounds. Listen, at shoot around, he was throwing down some dunks. Everybody got out of the way because it looked like the entire goal was coming down with it. Flames go inside now to their big. Blake Preston. Patient, backing his way in, creating space. That's one way to do it, as he sends the big fella to the back of his seat.
Yeah, man. The big guys are battling now. Coach Martin kind of going big. And both these teams have the ability, Matt, to go small or go big.
Coleman, a little short on the three-point attempt.
Good seal and rebound by Blake. Look at that, he's leading the break, Matt.
Flames will get traditionally their bigs involved in kind of initiating offenses. There he is, Blake Preston, bucket in the foul, fist pump, and he has Liberty Arena on its feet.
Yeah, and again, Coach, look at Blake taking his time. He knows there's no double team, gets his body in there. Nice soft finish by the big fella. Nice cut and pass by Keegan. And a strong finish. Now, Coach, again, is asking them to look at this. Wilmore kind of wrapped up Preston.
Yeah, Wilmore will check out. Kobe Brown will as well. Yaya Keita comes in for the Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, Kobe Brown needs a little rest over there. I mean, he's just doing everything he can do.
And the free throw goes down for Preston. 7 points now for the junior out of Charlotte. Well, you're Mizzou, you feel like you get a couple buckets, maybe you're kind of inching your way back into it, and then you get a couple of plays like that going against you, and Liberty stretches that lead back out. Gordon driving, had it deflected. Davis will catch and fire. Well strong, an air ball, and it'll go back to Liberty.
Yeah, you can see just really an aggressive mindset by the Tigers. Attacking, you got to be careful though. You can't get yourself too far ahead of yourself and get out of your game. You want to play aggressive and attack and get good shots, but you can't get too crazy.
Here's the story of the game. Kobe Brown, 4 of 8 from the field. Davis, 1 of 6. Gordon, 0 of 5. DeGray, 1 of 5. He's just looking for somebody to kind of
get hot,
chip in, help him out a little bit. You mentioned how hard he's working. McGhee doing some work as well. That one rims off. Approaching the 12-minute mark here in the second half. Great feed down low to Yaya Keita, and he'll draw the foul.
Yeah, nice pass by DeGray to find him. Great catch by Keita. That thing had some zip on it.
This is a guy that they think has a high ceiling. Still kind of learning the game, a freshman. Moved to the U.S. from Mali right before high school, and he actually didn't play his senior year of high school because of an injury.
Yeah, you can see just a lot of raw talent. But you got Conzo Martin over there. He can teach you everything you need to know as long as you got a great work ethic. I said the same thing about Wilmore. You know, you got great physical presence. If you get in the gym, you get in the weight room. Both these guys could turn themselves into really great bigs in the SEC.
Micaiah B just checks in. He's going to bring the ball up. The sophomore handles it, draws Keita away from the basket. DJ Moore gives it to Warfield. Back to a B. Warfield going baseline, and we get a blocking foul. That's going to go against Keita, and Warfield bailed out as he had thrown that ball away. That'll get us to a timeout. Bodies hitting the floor here in Lynchburg. So far, the Flames getting the better of it. We mentioned these two teams played last year. They'll play next year as well to complete the three-game series between Liberty and Mizzou. The Tigers getting the better of it a year ago, 69-60. Very different looking Mizzou team. Guys like Jeremiah Tillman, Drew Smith, Xavier Pinson, who actually Liberty saw earlier this year at LSU, helped get that victory for the Tigers a year ago.
Yeah, you know, we talk about it. They come out of that season and they tell Kobe Brown, we need you to step up next year. You know, you saw 2 points, 3 fouls last year. Man, he has been really a force for them. He's done great work over the summer, and he's really producing. He's struggling tonight, like all the Tigers are, but he's a great player.
Micaiah B driving on DeGray, takes it strong to the rack, couldn't finish, and the rebound to Brown.
Yeah, I like that Micaiah took that, showed his strength. A lot of contact there. They're letting him play.
8 rebounds now for Kobe Brown. Coming off that 23 rebound performance, and now a foul called on Keegan McDowell as Ronnie DeGray drove to the hoop. More on Kobe Brown. We check in once again with Emily Austin.
Yeah, guys, Coach Martin told us that Kobe's been improving as a vocal leader and really just growing a lot in his game. His dad coached him, so he's a student of the game. He'll come to Coach Martin and ask him what he needs to do for the team to be successful, and he'll do it. So whatever he needs to do for the team, he will. And right now, the biggest thing for him to do is to find a way to be more selfish offensively and trying to develop those instincts.
Davis drives and lays it in for 2. Yeah, that was interesting to hear. You don't normally hear a coach say, I want my guy to be more selfish.
That's right.
But, you know, for Kobe Brown, he says, find a way to get your shot more.
All right, Tigers have turned up the full court pressure.
Well, we've seen teams do this to Liberty quite a bit this year. We mentioned not a ton of ball handlers on this team, or at least not experienced ones. And so teams have been testing them with that pressure.
Yeah, in years past, the press never bothered Liberty, but a lot of young guys, a lot of new faces. And again, not a really true point yet that has emerged, so Flames will really have to take care of the ball, as it looks like the Tigers are going to turn up this pressure for the remainder here.
6 seconds remain on the shot clock. Isaiah Warfield to inbound it. Darius McGhee catches, fires, a little too strong, and the long rebound goes to Pickett. 20-point ball game. For Mizzou right now, you're saying, can we kind of just start chipping away? Still plenty of time left.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You don't one possession at a time.
And a foul called as the double team came against Kobe Brown, and that's going to be on McDowell. So he picks up his second, both of them in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, both of them nickel dimers, but you got to play under control. Not get too aggressive and make careless fouls.
Davis picks up his dribble, gets it right back, looking inside at Brown. Now we'll get it back to DeGray, top of the key. He drives, goes up strong, can't finish, and the rebound to McDowell.
Flames going to be really deliberate on offense, but that's what they do anyway, so that's not uncharacteristic of them.
Keegan McDowell now with 6 rebounds. We've seen him kind of take his game to another level as Darius McGhee fouled going to the hoop.
And again, you know, obviously, if you're Mizzou, you want to get the ball out of Darius's hands, but he's such a capable penetrator. You can't just get leaning or too far up into him; he'll burn you.
It's the free throw to fall. McGhee now with 17 points to lead the way for the Tigers. Now you see him; he's a great shooter. He's quick. And then he's also got that 48-inch vertical. He'll rise up and throw it down on you as well. He very nearly did on Saturday against Maryland Eastern Shore in traffic.
He lost the ball going up. Otherwise, that was going to be SC top 10.
So he gets 1 and 2 from the stripe.
But, Matt, he was a guy that coach had to say, be a little more selfish. That when he first got to Lynchburg here, he's turned himself into a great player, more than just a scorer.
Holman calls for the screen, now gets it to DeGray, looking inside, nothing there. 8 on the shot clock. Holman lowers the shoulder, no call. Pull-up jumper goes down. Peebles trying to hang in there and draw the charge.
Again, Tigers with the full court pressure. It's man, but you got to watch some jumps. They'll come at random times.
McGhee has DeGray on him, and now throws it over to us. How about those hands, Naz?
Good catch,
you
man.
like that? That's right.
Again, Peebles in good position. They don't get the call. A nice job by Coleman to gather himself after that contact and stick one down. A much-needed basket for the Tigers.
So you're Mizzou, you get a turnover. Then you cash in at the other end. Davis, tough look. Can't get the roll, and are they going to get, goaltend, I believe. Is that what they got? It sounded like a Flame hit the rim. Richie McKay asking about it.
I don't know about that. It looked like
Shiloh Robinson was in the area. Take a look. It sounded to me like someone hit the rim with their hand. Did Shiloh do that? Well, hard to tell from that angle. Tigers get a break. They've been looking for him. Peebles, 3-ball, bang!
that's a big answer because the Tigers were looking to get some momentum off that goaltending call. Big answer by the freshman Peebles.
2 threes now for Peebles on the night. That hit the top of the backboard. DeGray waiting for it, pulls the board and draws the foul. That's what Ronnie DeGray gives you. He battles on the offensive glass especially.
He's a little undersized, but he is an absolute warrior in the paint. Uses his body and strength.
DeGray, the transfer from UMass. Played just 15 games a season ago, started 14 of them. Another guy, as that rims off, that shows you flashes. You see enough to think there's more there, and he could be a really effective player, but it's just like everything, it's just consistency. It hasn't been there for so many of these Tigers.
Yeah, it's consistency individually, but then also, again, these guys, it's still early. They're still learning each other. 4 new guys. All 4 are getting minutes.
Yeah.
So you got to come together and unify as a team. That takes time.
Kyle Rode picked up the foul a moment ago. He has 3 now, handles the basketball now. McGhee, little hesitation, nearly turned it over. Rode gets it and puts it up in one motion.
Yeah, Darius was flying out of bounds and managed to kind of punch the ball to...
And an offensive foul. That is the 3rd offensive foul on Boogie Coleman tonight. And Brody Peebles has a big old smile on his face heading the other way. He got the whistle that time. been a one-sided affair so far tonight. Liberty leading 55-34 over Mizzou. Well, if you're a Tiger fan, you're trying to maintain that positive, upbeat attitude. Well, then you look at the upcoming schedule. It's not going to get any easier for this group. You've got the border war renewing. One of the great rivalries in college athletics. A lot of folks outside the Midwest don't know about it, but Mizzou and Kansas, that is a great rivalry, and they're renewing that. Utah's 5-2, and then you have another good rivalry game, the bragging rights game against Illinois. A great clash in St. Louis every year. And oh, by the way, then you throw Kentucky at them as well. I mean, it's this next stretch, you'll learn a lot about this Mizzou team.
I mean, it's a gauntlet, but again, that's why Coach Martin says we're going to go into Liberty Arena and play a tough game like this, because it toughens your team up and gets you ready for those big conference battles that are ahead.
Brody Peebles threw the charge a moment ago, working against another Alabama freshman. He's working there on Caleb Brown, brother of Kobe. Caleb and Brody were actually teammates on an Alabama All-Star team. Played in the All-Star game together after their senior season a year ago. So they're well acquainted. Kyle Rode gonna shoot the three. Comes up short, and Kobe Brown pulls the board. Hands it off to his brother, who heads the other way. Caleb has not played a lot this season for the Tigers, but getting some run here. Pickett working on Peebles, backing him down, kicks it out. Kobe Brown, three ball. Doesn't fall, fight for the rebound, and it goes off the leg of Peebles and will stay with the Tigers.
Yeah, I'm telling you, every shot, if you're Liberty, all five guys have to put a body on somebody.
Mizzou out-rebounding Liberty 31-26.
And again, I was very concerned with the offensive rebounds. Mizzou leading 12-7 in that category too. It's going to be huge down the stretch.
A whistle and a foul. Bottom line, when you're shooting just more than 25% from the field, it's going to be tough. Combine that with the 16 turnovers for the Tigers, and if you're just joining us, you understand why you see the score that you do.
Yeah. But you only have one option. If you're in black, you just got to keep fighting and scrapping and clawing. And you never know when the tide could turn. Somebody could get hot and get on a run.
It's just the third game of the season for Caleb Brown. They're just looking for a spark, and if you're Conzo Martin, why not see if he can provide it? Throws it into his brother Kobe, who draws the foul.
And Liberty getting a little bit overzealous the last 3 or 4 times down the court. They're trying to trap the post, and rightfully so when they're passing the ball in there to Kobe Brown. But you got to keep your body straight up. You can't get leaning on a guy.
17 fouls now. Kobe Brown shooting 1-1.
You know, for the Tigers, that's what you want. You know, just getting points with the clock stopped.
10 points, 10 rebounds. Another double-double for Kobe Brown.
Yeah, I mean, Kobe's doing everything he can do. He's going to need a little help from somebody else.
And he got them both.
So every dead ball, you're going to see the Tigers in this full court.
Yeah, and this is something Liberty's just going to have to learn to deal with. You show that weakness early on, all the turnovers against LSU, that's how they got back into the ballgame. You know everybody you see is going to give you some variation of pressure and make you prove you can handle it.
That's right, and it's just going to take a committee, and they can break presses that way, move the ball up the court.
Darius McGhee moving before he had the ball, taken away by Caleb Brown. So the Flames turn it over. Ronnie DeGray kicks, corner three from Pickett. That's off the mark. Look at Davis Sky. Taps it to Vinzant. Ahead of the pad. Draws the foul and couldn't quite convert. Vinzant is a high flyer and couldn't quite cash in on the fast break, but he will get a couple of free throws.
Yeah, he will. And, you know, again, credit Javon Pickett, man. He ran him down. Great hustle. Made a swipe at the ball. And, again, he did foul him, but he didn't let him get the three-point play.
Free throw a little strong. As we take a look at that a moment ago, Vinzant.
Yeah, checks over his shoulder, but again, nice job by Pickett.
Zant, freshman guard out of Midland, Texas.
That's a couple he's had over the last couple of games where you can see his eyes light up because he wants to just rock that rim, but he steps up, gets one of two.
This Liberty lead has stayed right around 20, really all throughout the second half.
Yeah, and again, you want to play tough D. Good hands by Van Zant.
Boy, Kobe Brown thought he had an easy dunk. Van Zant knocks it away, and that's why he's getting so much run as a true freshman. They think he has a chance to be an elite defender.
Yes, he's athletic. He's got a great frame, long arms, and he's got just a fighter's mentality. That time he digs down into the paint and gets the deflection.
John Dura-Gordon in the ball game now. Had it deflected, gets it right back. 2 on the shot clock. Kobe Brown launches and hits. What a shot from Kobe Brown. He's got 14 now.
Yeah, he does. And again, that's not desperation. That's range for him. He saw daylight. Nice job with heads up, knowing the clock was running down.
Flames just do get it across the timeline.
Yeah, that press has been getting in Liberty's head, but they've handled it well so far.
McGhee, deep 3 from the wing. Too strong. DeGray runs it down. Davis thought about launching from 3, now puts it on the deck. There's the mid-range. That's pure.
Yeah, that's his shot, Matt. You mentioned that earlier. He can yo-yo you a little bit off the dribble, get himself to 15 to 17. That's his game. They've put some shots together, some baskets together.
Van Zant, rhythm 3. Too strong, and that will hit the shot clock. Ball will go the other way. So 4:44 to go in the ball game. Liberty trying to close out what would be really the signature win of the non-conference season, certainly to this point.
Sure would be.
And this sellout crowd getting into it. Gray has it, working it against Kyle Rode, kicks it out, 3 ball coming. Too strong, fight for the rebound. Dura-Gordon pulls it down, now he loses the handle. The freshman did a great job getting the offensive rebound, but then didn't secure it.
Sure did. Tigers doing what I said they need to do, crash that offensive glass.
And Darius McGhee going against his total nature there as he wanted to launch, but realized, all right, got to lead, probably use a little clock here.
And he can get that anytime. There's a mismatch. Let's see if he takes Brown off the dribble.
Tries to, gets to the free throw line, hangs, kicks out. Shiloh Robinson needs to hoist late in the shot clock. That goes down.
Wow. That is a big grown-up, big boy shot by Shiloh Robinson at the end of that possession.
12 points for Shiloh Robinson. As it seems like we're seeing him turn into the player Richie McKay was hoping he would be right before our eyes. Air ball out of the hand of DeGray, and a foul called as Dura-Gordon went up. And that'll get us to the under 4 timeout. Shiloh Robinson, the big fella, showing you some range at the end of the shot clock. Liberty Flames trying to close out their 4th win of the season, leading Mizzou 59-41. Checking in for the Flames, one of the young players they're seeing grow up right before their eyes, Isaiah Warfield. With more on him, we check in with Emily Austin.
Yeah, guys, Isaiah Warfield came into this Liberty program as the highest-rated recruit in high school. The sophomore guard told us that he's basically been a starter whatever he was doing his entire life. However, his role looks a little different coming off the bench for the Flames. But instead of getting upset with his role and entering the transfer portal, he stayed patient, he talked with his mentors, and stayed ready for his opportunity. Coach McKay is taking notice of that. He said Warfield has been playing with great energy and emotion. It's really rubbing off on some of the other guys and making our team better.
Yeah, like we said, if you play defense, play hard on that end, you're going to get an opportunity under Richie McKay.
Yeah, and look at this. We're under 3 minutes. Look who's out there, Zay Warfield. So he's got trust. Every time he's come in, he's provided some spark, hustle, diving on the floor, getting steals and deflections. He has earned those minutes. Happy for him.
Dura-Gordon at the free throw line, gets that to fall. First point of the night. Redshirt freshman out of Queens, New York.
Well, again, you're going to, on a make, you better be ready if you're Liberty to break pressure. If you're the Tigers, you got to gamble. You got to try to get some steals off of this pressure. Disrupt Liberty.
Whoa, Shiloh Robinson not looking for that pass and fortunate to get a hand on it and corral it.
And I think Rhodes just yelled at him at the last second, but Flames doing a good job bringing that ball up, passing its way up the court, breaking that pressure.
Just 4 turnovers in the second half for Liberty, much of that against the pressure you're talking about. 5 on the shot clock. McGhee tried to feed a cutting Robinson, taken away. The pass up ahead. Gordon loses it, and there's Xavier Warfield coming out of the pack with the basketball.
Yeah, Liberty again, done a great job all night, but these passes, you can't get careless. There's long arms. There's guys taking gambles in passing lanes.
That has to be 5 or 6 turnovers for Mizzou in simply trying to pass ahead and start a break.
Yes.
Deep 3 coming. In, out, back in for Darius McGhee. He's got 20.
Yeah, he's unflappable. He's unfazed. His facial expression doesn't change. He was struggling a little bit. The next one he knows is going down, and it does.
Caleb Brown kicks out to his brother. They swing it.
Again, if you're Liberty, just play good defense, run clock, do not foul.
Kobe Brown. Shiloh Robinson hits the deck. They go into DeGray, lays it in for 2.
Yeah, Shiloh fell awkwardly. It looks like he's okay. Scary.
DeGray now with 8 points, all of them in the second half. Under 2 minutes to go.
Again, you need movement. You got to be strong with the ball, make good passes, because the Tigers are going to be gambling, shooting gaps, looking for steals.
Almost saw it right there as Caleb Brown got just a slight piece of that one.
Yeah, Caleb getting some good minutes.
Shiloh Robinson again. What a night for the junior out of Kearney, Nebraska. 15 points, a new career high.
Another guy with just a great temperament. I mean, Shiloh's all business. I don't even think he smiled when that thing went in.
Kobe Brown at the other end comes up short. And with under a minute and a half to go, Liberty gonna walk it up the court.
Man, Liberty, man, they grew up. They earned this. Man, they just had fight. Never gave Mizzou any kind of daylight to think they had a chance.
Timeout on the floor. Liberty looking to close this one out, leading by 20. This presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Foster Fuels, turn up the heat, and by Carter Bank & Trust, member FDIC. .109 to go in the ball game, over 4,000 saw this one tonight, a sellout for the Liberty Flames as they're going to close this one out, pick up their 4th win of the season. First time an SEC team had ever come here to Liberty, and they're going to head home with a loss as Micaiah B earns a couple of free throws.
Yeah, Liberty came out, man, hit a couple big threes right off the bat, started feeling good. Crowd got into it, and they never looked back.
B, a little strong. Yeah, you think about it, obviously, you know, Mizzou shot terribly, turned it over too much.
Yeah.
You feel like, though, even had they shot a little bit better, taken care of the ball a little bit better, I mean, they would have still had to play really well tonight with the way that Liberty defended one and the way that they shot the basketball to be in this game. Liberty has 11 threes. They're 11 of 26 tonight.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about this Liberty team, and again, I mean, they got a great defense. No matter who you are, it's going to be tough to score against Liberty. Again, they're one of the top mid-major teams in the nation. You're seeing why.
John Gordon hangs. Can't hit the shot off the glass. Jonathan Jackson comes away with it. And Liberty looking to just burn the rest of this clock and close this one out.
Again, it's nice to get a victory over SEC team, a good Mizzou team, but these guys grew up. This Liberty team got better tonight moving forward.
Liberty has had a lot of success against the SEC. That three-pointer goes begging. talked about some of those wins in recent years, but Liberty 5-5 since the 18-19 season. That about sums it up. A charge going against the Tigers. It has all gone the wrong way for Mizzou here tonight.
Yeah, they had a slow start, some turnovers, some missed shots, and they just could never get anything going. They kind of waited. I mean, Kobe Brown did everything he could do to get the Tigers going. He just didn't really have enough help.
And that's going to do it. Liberty Flames get the dominating win, 66-45 the final. They're led by 20 points from Darius McGhee. As you take a look at Liberty's success against the SEC in recent years, it continues here tonight. An impressive game for the Flames, who honestly had been a little shaky here early in the season.
Yeah, they were, and you know, they really were looking to this game again. Yes, there was a lot of hype around it, but Coach really wanted to see what we're made of, see these guys gel. They came in here and did an absolute fabulous job, a tough, gritty performance. And again, they got better, and that's the goal every night.
So for Paul Nazigan and Emily Austin, I'm Matt Warner saying so long from Lynchburg, Virginia, where the final score is Liberty 66, Mizzou 45. Remember, all games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.